This is the Black Adam unboxing and review. This is going to be a quick look, beautiful sculpture, and I'm going to start off with a little bit of history. Black Adam, real name Tef Adam in Arabic, is an anti-hero appearing in American comic books published in DC Comics. Black Adam has endured as one of the archetypes of superhero Captain Marvel, Shazam, and the Marvel family. Black Adam was originally depicted as a supervillain and the ancient magic champion, predecessor of Captain Marvel, who fought his way to modern times to challenge a hero and his Marvel associates. Black Adam is ranked as ING's 16th greatest comic book villain of all time. So let's take a look at this sculpture. I have gotten this from, I sent the Shazam comic book as a gift to my brother. Shout out to Will for being so thoughtful about this, because I said, man, you can't be a Shazam fan, which he is, and not have the comic book. I sent him a comic book. He trumped me and one-upped me with a gift with this Black Adam sculpture, man, and because he knows that Lobo and Black Adam are two of my, I'm a Marvel guy, he was always a DC guy. We grew up reading comic books, but he knows that I like Black Adam as one of my favorite superheroes of DC. And right here you get to see, this is a actual beautiful sculpture. It's 426 out of 1,000 of these made, and apparently the price point is very affordable. I thought this thing was worth about $400 or $500, which I knew it was a hefty price tag. When he told me to, it was about $100 or so, I was like, oh man, this really blew me away, because with the figurines I collect are real minimum in price. But this one has, I'm taking out the box, a beautiful box depicted here. It's a DC sculpture, and it's done by McFarlane. Anybody that knows anything about McFarlane Toys, he is one of the best and changed the game into getting sculptures and individuals looking as realistic as possible. This is a closer look, and I showed a quick view of how easy and simple. It's a one-piece sculpture. You don't have to do any assembly to it. There are the stats I'm gonna put up with it. Very realistic. I mean, this thing has a presence, and it is a beautiful resin sculpture. Again, McFarlane Toys, DC Direct, Black Adam, and it weighs about 5 pounds or so, somewhere around there. It's a little heavy, but it's not too heavy to where it's cumbersome. And resin, I love anything that's resin because it's very durable, it's very robust, and if you drop it by accident, you don't have to worry about it breaking. So again, one piece, all you have to do is just, it has a peg, and I'll show that coming up later, but look at how magnificent this sculpture is. I mean, I enjoyed the movie. I know the movie got mixed type of reviews, but nevertheless, I thought The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, did a fantastic job at bringing that character to life, an opposing threat to any type of hero that I think would try to come up against him, and you saw in the movie he just completely dominated. Let's take a closer look at what's going on here. This is the back view, and as you can see, I'm trying to cover all angles just to give an idea of what this looks like from top to bottom. This thing is, it blew me away. Like I said, I'm familiar with some sculptures, and I don't collect them often, more of a comic book person, but man, I thought this thing was extremely expensive, and it's not about the money. It's all about the quality. The quality is in this sculpture. Pay attention to the details here. Looks just like The Rock. For me, I want to remind me of the movie, and you see that the presence is here. From what you remember in the film of what I see, this is the cloaked version, because they have different variations of Black Adam. This one is cloaked. Look at the texture, and look at the presence of The Rock. We know he's a massive guy, works out a lot. You get that in this sculpture. Everything associated with what I can recall of what's associated with detail and what I like in sculpts, this thing has that hands down. The base, the paint applications, everything about this particular sculpture is spot on. We'll look into some of the details. Again, you're going to see variations of what I try to focus and capture on, just to give you an idea of how realistic this thing is. The armbands, the belt, the details associated with the costume. You get this texture, whatever that woven fabric is, however that looks, spot on. the muscular definition in the sculpture. You see that. The interlacing, all of the things associated with detailing, I mean, absolutely as accurate as you can possibly get it, down to the base. The hands, I mean, as I mentioned before, this sculpture has a significant presence, and when I measured it, it's reading on the box that it was 12 inches, but it's actually, it's 13. From the crown to the top, from what I measured, it came out to be 13, a little larger. Once again, look, here's the base, and it just has one small square there. Associated with the rock down to the foot, you can see this is where the stem or the peg is. And that's all you need. You just easily pick this up, and then you insert that into the peg, and boom, it's done. And they did a fantastic job from the formatting and the symmetry of having that one foot in the back, the other foot in front, and still able to display the Black Adam logo. Beautiful matte gray and that trimmed outline in a yellow, and exquisite, absolutely incredible. I didn't even know they had these because I don't buy sculptures like that, so he truly surprised me with this. Look at the details in the accents associated with this cloak that he has. It looks so realistic, and it looks light, but it's very robust, as I mentioned before. As I ran my hand down it, the resin is durable, which I like. You don't have to worry about this thing falling or breaking it in any way. But again, the way they interlaid everything of how that cloak is on him, just like in the film, and it is set up enough to where it doesn't take anything away from the figure. So you have that almost interacting with him in a nice way. So here's a better look of him, of a display, and I have a link that I'll put down with the traditional Adam sculpture that I brought from Diamond Selects, because I always shouted them out. I love what they were able to do with many of their characters. So I had to make room, and at the top of all my sculptures in the cabinet, I mean, this was the perfect place to put Black Adam to dominate. And I tried to put it in the cabinet, but the cape and the way from side to side, the width was just a little bit too much, so he had to have his own space at the top of all the figures where he belongs. Coincidentally, I had my Black Adam comic at the top, so it's very befitting, and what a actual perfect place for this sculpture to rest and to complete a nice collection of some other things that I have. I'm shaping the cabinet there just to give you an idea that I put a little lift in the back to make it look like he's levitating, and so you can also see the plaque, because I wanted that to stand out a bit. But Black Adam, if you purchase this sculpture, you will not be disappointed. Thank you for watching the review, and I hope you enjoyed it.